At one point, I was completely in the idea stage, with no knowledge on how to build or code anything. 3 months later, I had my first software product launched and I was talking to customers. And subsequently, I built many more softwares after that. In this video, I'm going to go over exactly how I learned to code from scratch and built my first live project in a very short period. Specifically, we're covering how to learn in the fastest way possible, what programming languages to learn, what tools to use. There are many ways to do everything. I'm simply going to share my experience and what works for me. If you have any questions whatsoever, I made a free Discord group where you can ask as many questions as you need. Check it out in the description. Number 1. Decrease the probability of giving up by choosing a cool and exciting idea. Whenever anyone starts doing anything challenging, the probability of giving up is very high, especially in the beginning. For my first project, I chose to build a no-code AI employee builder. A drag and drop interface that lets you build and orchestrate multiple agents working together. And this was a very intimidating project for me, having never built anything. But in hindsight, because the idea seemed so exciting and challenging to me, it kept me motivated for every problem that needed to be solved. And when starting out, there are a lot of problems, like where to write code, how to run code, what's an API, what's a framework. An idea that you will care about is an idea that will motivate you and increases the probability that you don't give up. And that's exactly what you need when encountering problems every minute. So pick an idea that genuinely excites you no matter how difficult it seems. 2. How to learn faster than ever before with the GER method. AI can write thousands of lines of code if you let it, but you won't learn anything from generating code even if it works. That's why you have to stick to a workflow that reinforces your learning. But if you only focus on learning before doing, you'll be very slow and inefficient. The philosophy that worked for me was specifically learning only what I needed to learn and nothing more, and filling any gaps as they were needed, and then combining it with the GER method, which is where you generate the code you're working on. You then ask AI to explain every single line, including the syntax, as if you're a 12-year-old, and then you ask it again and again to explain itself until you actually understand what's going on. And then the most important part is you have to try and write the code yourself, at least some of it. It's very easy to skip this part, but it's where the most recall is, and recall is how you learn fast. Repeat this gradually until you need less and less explanation from the AI. 3. Coding language and tools. I recommend Python or JavaScript. Because I chose to build something AI related, Python was the obvious choice, since most AI frameworks are in Python. Its syntax is beginner friendly, and there are a lot of libraries to help you. But if your idea is better suited to a different language, then pick that one. I now mostly work with JavaScript and TypeScript, but the strong foundation in Python made it easier to understand other languages. To build your project as a beginner, take advantage of free plans and tools to help you. You can deploy your code with Vercel or Railway. You can use Supabase for your database and authentication. You can use LangGraph if you're building AI agents. And you can use Stripe or Polar for your payments. With this, you can build an entire software and it's completely free to start. 4. Build your tolerance for frustration. At every single level, you will encounter problems which you do not know the answer for, and on top of that, you will not know where to get the answers from. Naturally, you will get frustrated, and you have to be aware that being frustrated and not knowing how to proceed is part of the process. It's part of building the muscle of pushing through that frustration. As you build a tolerance to frustration, you eventually can look at any problem or challenge and not give up while trying to solve it. You would have built your willpower to a place of strength, and it's necessary to build software. 5. Debundle your tasks. When starting, you will have an idea of what you need to get done, but no idea on actually how to proceed. Like for example, let's say you need to add a login screen, or you need to build a feature, or you want to be able to run code. If you are new, you won't know how to get started with those tasks. The way you progress is by bundling these tasks into 3, 4, 5, 10 subtasks. You can use AI to do this. These subtasks will then be easier to complete than going for just the main task alone. Let's run through an example. Let's say I'm an absolute beginner and I want to start writing code. Where do I start? So let's debundle. I ask AI, I'm a complete beginner with no knowledge and I want to start building a web app. What are all the steps that I need to take to get from zero to be able to write and run code? It will then tell you, you need to download a code editor. You need to download a programming language. You need to download XYZ. These are much easier steps to follow, and you can further debundle these tasks as well. If there's one thing to take away, it's to pick an idea that actually excites you, break it down into bite-sized problems, and build your tolerance for frustration to pull you through the hard bits. With this philosophy, I was able to learn and write programs, not to some PhD expert level degree, but to be able to actually write and ship software. And right now, with the tools we have available, you can probably get it done even faster. If you're seriously interested in learning to code and want me to dive deeper into any specific topic, put them in the comments. Also, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll make sure to continue making these videos very often. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next video.